Привет, друзья! G'day guys, welcome to another Soviet lens reviews video. I'm Alex and today I thought we'd do things a little bit differently. We are not taking a look at a specific lens for a review, but just last week I went on a little bit of a break to Cancun, Mexico. And of course I took one of my Soviet lenses. So I thought, let's do some street photography. What lens did I take? Well, let's find out. Alrighty guys, today we are shooting on the MC Mir 24M f2 35mm on my Nikon Z6. We're at about f4 today, and yeah, I wanted to make this video just to share my experiences using Soviet lenses for street photography, in particular just recently on my vacation to Cancun. So what lens did I take? Well, I decided that I would need a light lens, of course, nothing too heavy. I only wanted to bring one lens on the trip with me. So, that got me thinking, what lens should I bring? And I decided to bring a lens that might not have ever even seen Cancun before. I brought a 75mm f4 lens. Those of you who have seen my review on it probably know it, but for those of you who don't, it is the Jupiter 38. Very interesting lens. This one was made in Soviet Belarus around about 1991 for the Soviet traffic police, the militia, who would, use this lens on their special traffic police camera to catch speeding laders and all manner of that sort of thing. So I thought, what an interesting lens to bring to Mexico with me. And of course, it does have a 75mm focal length, which is pretty unique, and I did want a focal length that would let me get a little bit closer in to my subjects. With street photography, you always want to kind of bring the street to you, and I didn't want to go pointing 20mm lenses in people's faces either. So I thought 75 would do the job, and I tell you what, I had a lot of fun shooting with this one in Mexico, and I managed to get some pretty nice shots for it. The other reason that I enjoyed shooting this so much was because, street photography, you kind of want to stay a little bit away, in my opinion, and you've also got to react really quickly, and without autofocus, with manual focusing, sometimes that can be a bit tricky. But the Jupiter 38, with its beautifully smooth focus ring here and really wide depth of field, 75mm f4 at the widest, it's actually a perfect sort of lens for street photography, in my opinion. But let's jump into some photos and see why that could be. All right guys, so let's take a look at some of the photos that I managed to capture in Cancun. First up, a nice little guacamole here that really just shows the vibrancy both of the place, and well, the people there were very vibrant as well. That whether you're a tourist or a local, everyone was having a good time. And I think the Jupiter 38 really managed to capture that. The real primary colors here, it does a great job rendering those. Next up, I had a walk on the beach, and yeah, just took a walk down, saw what I could see, and I really like the Jupiter 38's bokeh in some of these shots. It renders the blues just beautifully. A couple of these I have thrown a LUT onto just to give them a little bit of a look, and there's just such interesting structures around the beach. I decided to capture a few of those as well. But the sky is very, very impressive in Cancun. And I even saw a few birds and tried my luck at doing a live manual focus tracking of some birds flying by. Wasn't too displeased with the result with the Jupiter 38. And yeah, when I wanted to get more in focus, when you stop this lens down, it really pretty much makes your entire kind of start to finish from about 1 meter onwards in focus, which can be really handy if you want to get some kind of quick shots and you're not too confident exactly where you should focus. So just stop it down and the Jupiter 38 will do the rest. The other thing here as well is that I did end up taking the Jupiter 38 with a lens hood, this exact lens hood, and this lens hood did well. It's, I believe, a 43mm lens hood off the top of my head. I'll put it in the video if I got that wrong. But either way, it is a really nice lens to put a lens hood onto just to get rid of any of those excess flares that you don't really want. And then I went into town or closer to town and got a few shots in this kind of shopping area here. Again, lots of vibrancy here. Always love the Jupiter 38's bokeh. It is so creamy, has so few aberrations, and the image looks sharp. It looks modern. You know, I walked past some locals as well and asked if I could take their photo. Everyone was really happy to do so. But of course, you have to make sure that you take your photos quickly. People aren't going to pose for you for 5 minutes. And the Jupiter 38, it's so smooth. The ergonomics are just great with it. When you adapt it correctly, that was no problem. I've actually got my Jupiter 38 adapted with two adapters. I got an M42 to K adapter to Pentax K mount, and then Pentax K mount to Nikon Z. Now, this isn't actually the best adapter combination, as I've later found out. I'll put a link in the description of the comments below so that you guys can get a good adapter for this lens, which is a bit tricky because the rear block of the Jupiter 38 actually protrudes out past where the standard M42 mount adapter's kind of pin pusher inner ring is. But yeah, some more photos. Look, I think I was happy with everything that I captured over there, and this lens, it really did not fail me whatsoever. Really light as well, really portable, so I definitely enjoyed taking it out. And you know, I've taken some other Soviet lenses before on my trips. I've taken my Interstar 52, I've taken my Zenitar ME1, my Era 6M, and I really think I've got to say that this is now my favorite Soviet lens for street photography, the Jupiter 38, because of that really unique focal distance of 75 millimeters. I don't know another 75 mil lens out there. And, you know, for street photography, I don't really find you're looking for f1.8 lenses too often, particularly if you go shooting during the day like I did. I mean, on my Nikon Z6, I didn't need to, but you can crank this up, ISO 3200, even ISO 6400, and throw it into an AI denosing program. You've got no issues producing a pretty simple, usable photo with it. So yeah, I had a lot of fun shooting this lens over in Mexico, guys. But let me know, what is your favorite old lens for street photography? Can be Soviet, can be anything else. I want to know, drop it down in the comments below. And yeah, I've got some more exciting lens reviews coming up, so make sure to subscribe for those ones. But guys, until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.